Amazing. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to see you. As Callum said, I'm John. I lead this church. We're one church across 5 locations in Basingstoke, and I have the privilege of leading all of that and seeing what God is doing. But I want to speak to you quite briefly this morning, and I know any of you who are here normally will go, that's impossible for you, John. But this morning, because it's an all-in, I timed my talk, and it was 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So stand by, everybody, for the best 5 minutes / 10 minutes talk that I've ever done. I want to talk to you in those 5.5 minutes about when God shows up. I want to talk to you about when God shows up. You know, those moments in life where you're like, I've come to the end of myself. Those bits where you're like, why is everything surrounding me and coming against me? God, where are you? Will you show up? You know, those bits where we go like, Mum and Dad this morning have been going on and on about me, about putting shoes on. And I just feel surrounded by like kind of things coming against me. And then they wanted me to have a wash as well. It's like everything was coming against me. And I go like, why, God, will you show up and stop them doing that? You know, maybe you're in the middle of your career and you're going like, why is my boss coming against me all the time? God, will you show up and sort them out? Do something about that. Maybe life's not taken the journey that you thought it might do. Maybe the things that you hoped for have not come about and you go, God, will you show up? Whatever it is, it's like we want God to turn up in power. It's like we want to come in and control things for us, to give us a plan, to give us a roadmap. We want God to show up. And this morning I want to tell you briefly a story about a guy called Elijah. Elijah is talked about in the Old Testament, so the first part of the Bible. And Elijah was a prophet. He was a real man of God. He'd been working hard. He'd been fighting battles. He'd been doing all the things that God had asked him to do. He'd been journeying around and doing so much. And he came to this point in 1 Kings 19, where Elijah came to a lone broom bush and collapsed in its shade, wanting in the worst way to be done with it all. Have you ever got to that point? Have you ever got to that point where you're like, I'm just done with this? Like, I don't know God, but just I'm done with it. Elijah got to that point. Enough of this, God, he said, take my life. I'm ready to join my ancestors in the grave. Exhausted, he fell asleep under this bush. And then an angel turns up, which obviously always happens, doesn't it? I don't know about your experience of life. Angel turns up. Says to him, wake up, get up and eat. This is God going like, actually, I know what you need right now. You're exhausted. Why don't you have something to eat? And then there's a sleep, and then he has something else to eat. And the angel says, you've got a long journey ahead of you. So nourished by that meal, he walked 40 days and nights. Now this pops up, we've heard this before in the Bible, haven't we? This 40. 40 just means a long period of time. So 40 days and 40 nights is like a long period of time. 40 years is even longer. Like I know about that. 40 years is a long, long time. But this is just this description of a long time. So Elijah stayed in this place of like, oh, I'm done with it. For a long, long time. When he got to Horeb, which was where he was going, he crawled in a cave and again he went to sleep. And the word of the Lord came to him. He said, so what, Elijah, are you doing here? God's like, what are you doing? Like, what do you want? Tell me about it. And so he was like, right then, God, as you've asked. Seeing as you've asked what I am doing here, let me tell you. And he starts up with all the complaints. He says, God, I've been working my heart out for you, the God of angel armies. The people of Israel, though, have abandoned your covenant, destroyed the places of worship, murdered your prophets, and I'm the only one left. And now they're trying to kill me too. Everything is against me. Do you ever get to that point? I'm not going to embarrass them, but I have got 3 children. And I know for them, if I ask them to do something like empty the dishwasher, they're like, why is it only me? Do you ever get that? Do you get that when like somebody asks you why is it me that has to do all of the things? I get that. I'm like, why is it always me that has to do the things? I'm the only one here. It's only me. Well, Elijah said, I'm the only one left. God, it's only me. Everything is against me. So then he was told, go and stand on the mountain before God, and God will pass by. Here we go. God is going to show up. And you'll see if you read through the Bible, the way that God shows up is in fire and wind and earthquakes and power. It's how we want God to show up, isn't it? In fire and wind and earthquakes and power. So here's what happened. A hurricane ripped through the mountain, shattered all the rocks, and God wasn't found in the wind. Here's the power, and he's not there. Then there was an earthquake, but God wasn't in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, fire. No, he's not there either. And after the fire, a gentle, quiet whisper. And Elijah heard the quiet voice. I don't know about you in your place of like, it's only me, everything's against me, like what it is that you're looking for. Like for me, sometimes I'll be like, God, come on, this is really difficult. What I need is some instructions. I need to do it myself, DIY, and I need some instructions as to how I could do that. So here's God's instructions. You can take that, and that's going to be followed that, and everything will be okay. So there we go. We like hope that God's going to show up with a book of instructions. Other times we might be at this like moment in our life where we're like, I don't know what to do next. Which job shall I take? Which person shall I date? What should I do with this? We're like, God, what I need, God, is a map. I need the route to follow. I need a way to go, and then I'm going to be able to know exactly what it is. So look, there we are. There's the map for your whole life, and you'll be sorted. On you go. Crack on. It's like we want God to show up in power with that. Or sometimes we go, God, just sort it out, will you? Just take over. What I need is you to be in control. So I've got a controller. This is like a game controller. It's like we want God to turn up and go like, yeah, I'm going to press that, double click that, I know all the cheats, and we're going to be okay. So there we are. There's God sorting everything out. It's what Elijah was looking for. It's what we so often look for. So we want God to come in, fire and wind, and tell us what to do. But here's what happened for Elijah. God wasn't in any of that. God turned up and he said, look, I'm with you. It's like God said, yeah, I could give you a manual or a map and leave you to it. Or I could say, do you know what? Life's going to carry on like this, but I'm going to come and I'm going to be with you in it. I'm going to come and sit with you. And we can acknowledge that, do you know what? It's still going to be tricky. There's still going to be ups and downs, and God's not just going to make it all go away. But he wants to come and be with you. And for Elijah, that's where God showed up. And I just wonder for us right now, you might be going, God, show up in power, change this thing. And God says, prioritize my presence. Prioritize my presence. This is the God who wants to come and be with you. I don't know if you've looked on our YouTube channel or our Instagram or any of those things. If you haven't, do go and have a look. It's full of stories of people from this church who've come to moments in their life where they're like, God, where are you? And discovered that he showed up in peace. He showed up with an arm around them. He showed up like wrapping them in a cloak to say, I'm here. And then they went back to their life and it's all still chaos, but God was with them. And so this morning, I just wonder for you, Whether you're thinking about the rest of the holidays and going back to school. Whether you're thinking about that's scary because I'm starting a new school, or I left in July and I don't really want to go back, or whether you're on holiday from your job and you're thinking about what's next, or whether life has kind of pulled the rug from under you and you're going, I wasn't expecting this. God, can you take over again? If he's saying, I want to come and sit with you. Why don't we do that? Why don't we invite God to show up? When Elijah came and told God what he needed, God showed up.